hell of a game by our University of Miami Hurricanes there. In a battle, necessarily for 4 quarters, but with a good team on the road, so that's expected. We had the lead for a little bit. I don't know if we feel like we got a little too comfortable and kind of took our foot off the gas for a sec there and let them back in. Yeah. But you know what? I mean, it's pretty clear that TVD and these young guys, they should have been playing this whole time. What do you think, Jordan?
Absolutely. I think that's, unquestionably the truth. And this win, I know there's a lot of fans in the fan base that are of the opinion and go along with the narrative that a win is a win is a win. That's not me, so I might come off a little bit negative in this show. But that's just because I don't buy into that, right? Like I think, even if you win, there's clues to the status of your program. You can find patterns. There's a reason why coaches still look at game tape when they win, right? Yep. It's because it's not all flowers and roses. Like, winning the game isn't everything. Winning one game does not mean that you'll win a championship. However, I think we should start with the positive because there was plenty of it.
Yes.
Tyler Van Dyke is very clearly a tentpole quarterback. He's a tentpole program cornerstone, a guy that we can build around for however long he chooses to be here, which it would not surprise me if we get 1.5 seasons out of him total, because he has all the tools.
Yeah.
He's looking good. I guarantee you he's on mock drafts this offseason. But that's we'll deal with that next year. But however long he's here, he's probably going to be the guy. He's really good.
I'm impressed, man. This is arm talent, this is moxie, this is physical talent, and this is mental talent. He's displaying all of it. And to me, that's the kind of the cornerstones of a special quarterback. I've been worried, because and I'm not the only one. I've been worried a little bit that with the TBD stuff, maybe it would push Jake Garcia off of our roster next season. Maybe he'd want to not be the backup and go explore somewhere else. I'm frankly more comfortable than ever handing that job to TBD and letting him ride out into the future with this. Now, don't get me wrong. Things can change. Things can always happen. They can. But TBD is showing some superior level talent.
Well, I definitely think you have to have a battle in camp, because like Tyler Van Dyke is playing nearly perfect, but so much can change, and Jake Garcia, I think, has shown that he deserves the opportunity to fight for that starting job in the offseason. Now, if I was a betting man, I would heavily handicap Tyler Van Dyke to get that job. That seems pretty likely at this point. But if you look at the politics of it, even having that battle could keep Jake around for next year.
Yeah, true.
He'll only be a redshirt freshman next year. And so potentially, depending on how things go, you could end up the following season just having Jake as your starter with Van Dyke not on the roster anymore, and Jake's a redshirt sophomore.
I think regardless, it's still kind of exciting for us to sit here and talk about how we might have future at quarterback, dude, and not just a future, but a present at the position. De'Aaron King, I will never be able to say enough good things about what he did for the University of Miami. I will never be able to say enough good things about how he brought class and professionalism to our QB room. But this offense, this Lashley offense, it has to have a deep threat. It has to have a quarterback that can hit downfield. And frankly, King just wasn't making those throws in TBD is. And we're seeing the difference. We're seeing what it does to keep this offense alive. We're seeing what keeps this offense moving. We still have issues with our play calling. Don't get me wrong. There's still some issues there. But
there's a lot of issues on the team still. Right.
TBD gives us a chance to win games, plain and simple. Games that we might not have won in the past.
Agreed. And I couldn't be more happy with it. I also think Jake is a pretty special prospect. So I'm sure, he's going to shine no matter where it is. How about Rooster, though? Rooster has looked like an all-conference, maybe even better type talent the last 2 weeks. We all knew that. We'd all seen flashes. he's just been hurt and suspended, and he's kind of had an up and down year and a half. But man, he's electric.
Absolutely. I mean, you get that guy in space and he creates. And I'm not quite sure what took so long to get us our playmakers in space. Jordan, we talked about this before we jumped on here. Just, while of course we're going to celebrate what's going on and we're going to celebrate the changes, what the hell took so long? I mean, when guys are clearly better players, what the hell took so long? And that's where I have a hard time with this, is that Manny Diaz made these decisions when his back was pressed against the wall, basically. Yeah. These were not his choices. This is not what Manny Diaz wanted for the University of Miami. But guess what? What he doesn't want is actually turning out to be the best thing for the university.